Zidane Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. This is less of a theory as much of as a I want your thoughts on this topic. And that is, who is Oji Harima? For those of you who aren't fully aware of who I'm talking about, rewatch the episodes of with Gentle Criminal in them where he will actually be explaining a little bit about him. Oji was mentioned along with All for One and Destro as being two the basically the big three. These villains are so well known that Gentle Criminal idolizes them. The only other villain that he really idolizes that he mentions is Stain. However, that's more of because he wants to be famous. So clearly, Oji Harima has to be an extremely well known villain, as All for One is extremely well known and is one of the most dangerous villains of all time. And Destro, well, currently most of you may not know much information of, and honestly, I don't know that much either. Destro is an extremely dangerous villain that has been recently getting a comeback thanks to Destro, who also happens to be an extremely important part of the second half of season 5, as well as probably the rest of the series going forward. So, who is Oji then? Well, for one, his villain name is the Peerless Thief. This makes me think that he may have just been starting out as a thief, a pretty common street thief who would steal things and then eventually became so good at his job that he could literally steal anything and no one could ever catch him. Leaving me to wonder, who is he? Is he someone who has a teleportation quirk? Well, maybe. We do know that there are certain characters who have the ability to teleport, and we've only currently seen a total of two people like this. Those being Kurogiri and a certain individual. All for One. Now, the interesting thing is that the two teleportation quirks that we've seen so far are rather different. The one that All for One, as well as future Nomu, that will be introduced next season, for those of you who haven't watched who aren't reading the manga, this that one basically only allows you to teleport between two different locations. Or rather, you can teleport one person to somewhere, to someone else that you have some connection to. Such as how All for One uses the quirk to teleport the League of Villains over to him, and then in the most recent thing, the Nomu uses it to teleport them to either the Doctor or to the Giant, and those are the only two ways that quirk is used. The next quirk is Kurogiri's quirk, also a stolen quirk. So we'll get into that later. But the point is that is also a stolen quirk. It is not actually Kurogiri's actual quirk. I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but that's something you should know. This makes me wonder, could one of these quirks have actually been Oji Harima? And that is how he was eventually caught. Basically, All for One saw this quirk and was like, "Ooh, I want that." So he took away that quirk and forced on him instead, perhaps, the living forever quirk, so that he could see his quirk being used for dastardly deeds for all eternity and would be stuck in jail forever. Honestly, it feels like something that All for One would do. And which is an interesting thing. Koki Horikoshi is notorious for using Chekhov's gun. He's used it so many times it's actually ridiculous at this point. Meaning that I think that at some point we will be meeting this character, whoever he may be. But the question is, how and why? Unfortunately, I don't have that much information. So, for now, I'm just going to leave the theorizing up to you. So why don't you just send your theories my way down in the comments below, and maybe we'll make a special theory review about this one. So if you guys are interested in helping me out with this theory, then definitely leave your comments down in the comments below. Use the hashtag theory review so I can talk about it in a future video. And of course, if you liked this video, then definitely leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell. But anyways, guys, I have been Electro Ninja, and I'll see you guys next time. Badon!